Hi everyone, so tonight I'm doing a review on the Marvel Legends Ghost figure from the 2013 Comic-Con exclusive Thunderbolts box set. So I am going to be using my new little stands to show them off. After you guys just saw that other review of the stands, I figured why not use it in this review. So I'll go ahead and do a 360 of the figure. You can see his waist is a little loose as he wiggles. Alright, so that's the front and back of the figure, so I'll go ahead and get into the details of them. Alright, so the figure is mostly all translucent. One thing I really like about him is over the gray parts, it's definitely like a darker gray on certain parts, and then it's more of a smoked gray. And then it's got the little gold paint apps. He does have an interchangeable head, which I'll show in a second. But yeah, the figure's all translucent, and he's got the gold Thunderbolts logo right there. One thing, and he's got them on both shoulders. Let me get it down. One thing I found that's really, one thing that I found out really, I can't talk. One thing I see that's really cool is, as you see on the Thunderbolts logo on his shoulder, the joint actually doesn't, when you move his shoulders up and down, it doesn't eschew the Thunderbolts logo, unlike the Cap Star on the recent 3-pack box set. See if we can get it. Hope you guys can see that. It's kind of hard to see. But anyway, yeah, so that's one thing I really like about that. But otherwise, it's all in that smoked gray, definitely darker over here, but then it gets kind of lighter along the sides. It's on his hands, you can see it's like a darker gray along the bottom of the gloves, and then towards his hands it's more of that smoked. You can see my finger a lot more through that hand compared to the down below, but it's more lighter smoked. It's really cool looking. I really like it. And down below it's just more translucent clear plastic. I always like I said before, I like translucent figures just because you can see all the inner workings of the figure. You can see all the joints and where the pegs plug in. It's just, I don't know, it's just pretty cool to see that, And then on his leg, he's got more of that gray paint just wrapped around it. And then on his feet, it's more smoked. It gets like a lighter smoked along the shin. But I just think it's a really cool figure. Kind of more, I feel like he's not as popular, but I don't know, I really like him. I think he's really cool. But let me get that extra head to show you guys. Okay, so here's the extra interchangeable head he has. It's just more of around. I like this one just because it's kind of got that gas mask look. I just think that's really cool. But this one's just a little bit different. Also has kind of the gas mask look, but I don't know. I just think this one looks really cool. But it kind of the little eyes look kind of funny to me. But this one's just got more of that smoked gray on the top. It's more rounded, where the other one's kind of more flat in the front. But it's still cool, but I just prefer this one. But yeah, so we'll go ahead and get into the articulation, and then I'll go into my complaint about the figure too. I do have my complaints. His head moves left to right, up really far. It looks down really well. It's got you can kind of pivot his head. He's got ball joints in his shoulder; they're really tight. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. Got a forearm swivel. No, it can't go up or down. I'm kind of bummed about that. His wrists have no hinge. It's got a nice ab crunch. Crunches really far down, and then about that far back. So that's good. And then see, that's what kind of makes it wiggly, but it's not a loose joint. It's just kind of bouncy. It's got a waist swivel. He's got the T joints, or the Y joints, I should say. Great, move it one direction and kick it out. Move it another direction and kick it to the side. He's got a upper thigh swivel, double jointed knees, no calf rotation at all. His ankles move obviously down and up. He's got the ankle rocker, and he's got pegals at the bottom of his feet, which are important with this guy. I'm sure others, I don't know if others that have this figure, do you guys struggle with getting this guy to stand? I suck at standing this guy. I don't know if it's I think it's the figure, because I got to stand, but I feel like he's okay, but he looks retarded in a way. He's hunched over, but I can't get him to like look decent. I don't know. That's probably the one thing I struggled. That's why I had him pegged up with tacks. Anytime I tried to have him stand up like in a stance, he always fell over, and he always knocked over a bunch of figures. And I'm sure you guys know that have your figures on display in shelves, and having figures fall down, knock down other figures, and they fall off the shelf. It's just a big pain in the ass to like wake up in the morning and come check on your stuff, and it's all on the ground. Or, you know, if you have kids, your kid comes out in the living room with figures because stuff fell on the floor and they found it, and you're like, oh shit. But that's my complaint with this guy. It just doesn't want to stand, and I don't have the patience for him. So I'm glad to have that stand to help keep him in the air. Or, you know, I used to use a little tiny stand to plug in the bottom of his feet to kind of keep him upright. Now he's standing, but it just, I don't know, I think that's a goofy pose. If I get him into like any kind of, you know, neat looking, like dynamic poses, he doesn't hold them, he falls over every time. So maybe that's why he's not as popular, because he's just a pain in the ass to stand. I don't know. But overall, I mean, I like the look of this figure a lot. I think the character is interesting. And, you know, and he's translucent, come on. I like how he's, you know, clear. But, you know, like the interchangeable head, the Thunderbolts logo, I mean, the paint's really cool. It's different. But I guess just my complaint would be, you know, the wrist hinge. And I have to be able to stand my figures. And the fact that this guy, there we go. But it's just frustrating. That's my complaint. It'd be him standing, which is kind of a big deal. You always want your figures to be able to stand on their own. Especially when they're, you know, Marvel Legends. Come on, they should be always stand on their own. But, alright guys, well, enough of me complaining about him standing on his own. I hope you enjoyed watching my video. Please leave a comment, hit the like button, subscribe, and yeah, let me know what you guys think. Thanks again for watching. Alright.